Hey guys, I am Stormy Atlantis. Welcome back to my channel. So we are doing a different kind of video today. If you're new here, this is the first time this has happened. If you're not, then you already know that. Doing a pick a card reading today for the month of March 2021 of kind of what messages are for you, what Spirit wants you to know about the month of March, what's in the lineup for you, that kind of thing. I just finished doing them all. I wanted to do the intro after I actually did the reading, because that way, when I'm showing you these crystals, I already have in my mind what is in each one of those readings. So hopefully that'll be conveyed to you, and it will help you to more intuitively pick the pile that is most relevant to you. Couple of key notes. It's a general reading. If you're new to this, you don't know how they work. Basically, you just pick whichever crystal or number or whatever intuitively draws you in and feels resonant with you. And then there'll be a general reading that you can then skip. There'll be timestamps in the description box below and in the comment section for you to skip directly to the part that has your reading in it. And this is my first time doing pick a card like this. It was interesting. Usually I do a one-on-one. It's very clear. It's very easy to channel that way. Having a group was a bit more difficult. I did enjoy it though. I think I will do it again. That being said, if you want to book a one-on-one reading with me, I either can do Zoom video or I can do a recorded like this that'll be specific for you, and I'll send you a private link to it, whichever one you want to do. There's a link in the description box below to book with me. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to give you a minute just to look at the crystals. I'll give you a close-up shot of them. And then go ahead and skip to your part of the reading. And make sure that you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know. This is my first time doing a pick a card on YouTube. I usually do other things. If you're not new here, you know what it is I do. If you're new here, go check my channel out. I do moon rituals and shadow work, all kinds of stuff. And I've been wanting to do this, so we're finally doing the things. Now, go ahead and pick your crystal and we'll get started. If you chose the clear quartz heart, pile 1, my group 1 people, it's going to be a reading. We're going to look into March. Now, as a general practice, when I do like one-on-one client readings, I'm not a particularly predictive person. I don't really do predictive readings. I more or less do current events, some general incoming vibes. It's more or less what I typically tend to do is more spiritual guidance, messages as spiritual guidance, and what you have coming towards you. So it's a little unusual for me to be doing predictive readings. And with that said, it will probably largely include a lot of guidance. Okay. We're getting extras. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. There's a lot here. There's a lot of people. A lot of people. A lot of sorrow. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles next to each other, and that, I mean, really never happens. It happens, but it's pretty rare to get the King and Queen of the same suit side by side. And we've also got the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You've got the Three of Swords here. We've got the Five of Cups. Also got the Five of Wands, which came... I usually just pull 8 cards in the bottom, but then these extras came out, so I guess we'll keep them. So there's definitely a romantic heartbreak kind of situation happening. I don't... Now, okay, let's start with this. This is a general reading, which means this reading is for a group of people. I don't even know how many at this particular juncture. And this is my first time doing a pick a card, and I see immediately why it's more difficult, because it's like, normally when I do a one-on-one reading, I have an immediate clear picture. But in this instance, there's so many different scenarios coming through simultaneously that it's a little overwhelming. My nature sound music is getting too loud. So that being said, I'm going to say some things. If it does not resonate with you, it is not for you. I do not want anybody, fighting with their spouse over something they heard in my reading, because it may not be for you. It may be for somebody else. There's going to be groups of people in here, and these are general energies. So the way they manifest in your life is going to be different than how they manifest in somebody else's life. Remember, group reading. If you want a specific reading, there's a link in my description box. Knock yourself out. I can do one for you one-on-one. But this is for a group, so don't take it too literally. That being said, there's a very clear affair vibe happening here. The Three of Swords tends to be it's one of the affair cards in a tarot deck. It's the heart with 3 swords on it, like a third party situation. And I don't always read it that way. It depends on what's on the board and how it feels. But we also have the Two of Cups in reverse in the bottom of the deck. Two of Cups is kind of a love union card. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles side by side, which tells me these are like divine counterparts or soulmates of some kind. That's why they match like that. But below this king is another king. And below this queen is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is the looking at the cups you've spilled instead of taking stock in what you still have. And it's almost like the queen in the situation. I think these are people. I don't always read quote cards as people, but in this instance, I'm reading them as people. It's very much like the queen is crying over spilt milk in the situation. She's lost something, and she's terribly heartbroken about it. She doesn't recognize that she still has the 2 cups left that are still full. I'm also very drawn to, and I don't normally notice this, and that's kind of notable to me. It's how I know it's relevant, that both the King and the Queen of Pentacles, for some reason, feel very sad and very sullen. Like they're both overwhelmed with loss. And having 2 kings side by side, this tells me there's competition, or normally 2 would be a partnership, but it feels very competitive. We also have the Five of Wands over here, which is all about conflict. Often mental, but it's one of those, we've got a bunch of people all kind of fighting, and it seems like maybe somebody was having an affair and they got caught. Again, this is for March, so maybe that hasn't come out yet. I feel like it has, though. Honestly, this feels like energy that's current. It feels like this has happened and this is what you're dealing with in March. There is a call for you to rest here. We've got the 2 of Wands in reverse being clarified by the 4 of Swords. And it's almost this kind of energy of, it's not, again, this is not normally how I'd read this, but it feels like you want to run away. You want to go and just hop on a plane and go somewhere, but you're being asked to just rest. Take March to just kind of take stock of what you have, because I feel like the person watching this is the Queen. And the message is there are still 2 cups available to you that you're refusing to see. They're behind you. You're too busy being sad, justifiably, over the ones that you have spilt. I want to say maybe it was the Queen who was having an affair. And it could be an emotional affair, but there's clearly some rivalry and some issue. You're also being asked, the Five of Wands that we have here came out with the Strength card. You're being asked to kind of just hold tight and rely on the inner strength. You have gotten this far. You have so much strength inside of you that you sometimes forget about. But But when change is uncomfortable, it's important to trust the process. It's important to know that when you feel kind of resistance and pressure, that it is the mechanism to create change. And while change itself can be upsetting and dramatic, it often leads us to where we're supposed to be. And your best bet is to kind of breathe into it. I'm also getting the impression here with the Page of Pentacles being over the Three of Swords that it's almost like the energy that I'm getting is that you're so preoccupied that in March, you're so preoccupied with the heartbreak that you're having that you're failing to recognize financial or career opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. Like you still have moves to make and things to recognize, and you're being asked to try as hard as you can to be open to other possibilities. When one door closes, another one opens, that kind of thing. Like, yes, you may be going through some heartache right now, but that doesn't mean there aren't opportunities there. Now, that being said, I know I went on a long tangent about somebody who had an affair, got caught in an affair, or caught their spouse in an affair. This is a general reading, so may not necessarily be the case for everyone. And in that particular instance, if it's not that, then my secondary choice of how else it could manifest for another person is in finances. It's like you and a partner are having a dispute or issue in regards to a financial decision. And I feel like there are too many opinions being taken into consideration. And you're being asked to not listen to them. Like, it's not their shit to decide. It's yours and your partner's shit to decide. Some loss was had, and there's a preoccupation with some kind of pain and some kind of heartache, and there is a need to rest. Those things stand true. It just may not be an affair with part of the group. General readings. This is like, yeah. But there is some kind of love loss here. Yeah. Let's get some more cards on the table, shall we? Just put these over here. Just gonna do another little row. This is the True Heart Intuition Tarot. I just recently got it, and honestly, it's pretty lovely. Okay, all right. It's very jumpy. A lot of things to say. All right. Calm down. Jesus. Hey, got another Three of Swords. One of the reasons why I like to use multiple decks is because it gives me the opportunity for repeats. Because when I can get a repeating card, I know it has specific emphasis. Yeah. We're getting there. Okay. Wow. Okay. So on your second pull, you have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. That's a lot of potential opportunity in March. A lot of potential opportunity in March. The Six of Wands is being clarified by the Ace of Wands. The Six of Wands is the victory card. It is the coming back from battle triumphant and victorious. And I really do feel that you have that coming towards you. You've got this happening, but there's so much opportunity. Like I said earlier, when I was talking about how you need to be aware of the opportunities that present themselves. Aces are opportunities. They're not guarantees, but they're opportunities. They're big opportunities. They're available to you. You have the Ace of Swords upright. You also have the Ace of Wands upright. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. It indicates a missed opportunity, but you're here watching the reading, which means you have, and this is for March, which hasn't happened yet. So maybe you won't miss the opportunity. You're being told now that you have a potential. And Pentacles is career and finances, like I was talking earlier about your career and finances. This is a potential missed opportunity. Now you have the Ace of Swords, which is about mental clarity and understanding. You'll have victory in your understanding. You'll have victory in your knowledge. And you also have the Ace of Wands in the bottom of the deck. And the Ace of Wands is very much about a passion. It's about passion and creativity and spirituality. It may be that you have an opportunity for more spiritual understanding, which usually comes with any kind of pain and heartbreak. You've also got the Devil in reverse, which is being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So the Devil in reverse, the Devil is all about kind of temptation and toxic behaviors. And in terms of relationships, it's usually kind of a toxic karmic bond, a karmic relationship. But reversed, the Devil is better reversed than it is upright. It's when it's reversed, it's like you're beginning to allow yourself to let go. And I think it's in that preoccupation that you miss the opportunity in regards to your career and or finances or some kind of foundational stability. You have the Three of Wands being clarified by the Three of Swords in reverse. And this is, again, that energy of like wanting to run away from the pain, you know? It's like you just want to run, you want to go do something. It's like a repeating theme that we have. Something is hurting you and it's upsetting you. You have heartache. And you have the like, I just want to go. I just want to run away into the sunset. And okay. I don't think now is the time, though. You're being asked to look at your opportunities. You also have the Six of Swords being clarified by the High Priestess in reverse. And this is about not listening to your intuition and or the need to be solo, like the need to spend time on your own. And this particular Six of Swords, this is, like I said, this is a new deck to me. It's a really, really cool kind of artwork. It shows 6 swords in the water, and there's a girl being dangled over them with her wrist tied to some birds. And it gives me this anxiety feeling of like not wanting to drop into the water. But it's clarified with the High Priestess. Water represents your emotions. The swords are air. It's about mental clarity. And it's almost like if you would just listen to your fucking intuition for a second, spend some time alone to figure out what messages you're receiving and what it is that you know to be true. If you would just not be so afraid of dropping into the water, maybe, you could really gain an emotional understanding and an intuitive understanding and get some mental clarity. You're being asked to kind of just trust and allow yourself to dive into yourself. And to be very aware of upcoming opportunities. All right, I think that's enough tarot for this reading. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling oracle cards, the gentle, loving cards of cartomancy. I'm going to start with the Moonology deck. I love this deck so much. Oh, I have multiples. Okay. You got New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So this is just a message from whatever you want to believe in. Doesn't really matter. To say that not to worry about you or your loved ones. Everything is safe. Everything is fine. It's all going to work out like it's supposed to. You also got full moon in Sagittarius, which is look at the big picture. And I think it's one of those things about opportunities, you know? Like it's very easy to get stuck. Believe me, I know. I'm not on a high horse here. It's very easy to get stuck in your own energy. It's very easy to get stuck in your own pain. But you're being asked to look at a bigger picture. You're being asked to look for opportunities. You're being asked to remain aware despite your heartache. You also got full moon in Scorpio, which is it's time to release negativity. Again, it's more of that sitting in your own pain kind of energy. And you got new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. You do have a lot of swords here. And swords, while they represent, you have the 4 of swords for rest. You have the 3 of swords for the heartache. You have the 6 of swords, the ace of swords, another 3 of swords. This is communication. Swords also indicate communication. So I do feel like throughout this entire process, throughout the month of March, while you're going through these changes, it's really important to be communicating effectively. And on the bottom of the deck, you have a time for healing. So again, this is time for you to work on you. Go within. Don't be afraid of the depths of the water. Don't be afraid of what you might find. I'm also going to use the, can I shuffle you first? Please. I'm also going to use the Work Your Light deck. Okay, I have a coffee mustache. And these are kind of light messages. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Okay, so the immediate like truth that came to me, which I believe is true for everyone in this particular grouping, is that this entire process is about not just a personal pattern, but an ancestral pattern. This is a pattern that you, one or both of your parents, your grandparents, one of them, like maybe you, your mom, your grandma, blah, 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 something like that, have all been repeating this pattern. You're just not aware of it. There's something here that you're being asked to become aware of. You're being asked to kind of do some shadow work and figure out exactly what you can do to move past this energetic block in your ancestral line. It's like the issue is in your DNA and you just don't see it that way. We also have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Same kind of energy. This whole thing you're going through in March, which looks a little heavy, is full of opportunities. So don't forget that. Like, yes, it feels heavy, but it is full. Like, I can feel the heaviness of the emotions, but I'm also very aware of just on the perimeter, there's all this opportunity for fantastical things, but you've just got to see past your own bullshit to be able to see it. And I don't see bullshit in a personal attack kind of way. I mean it in a past your own pain kind of way. And there are patterns and past lives, ancestral, there's something here that's important and you have to break it. And when you break that, when you make that change, that's when you'll receive huge blessings and opportunities. That's what this is. You're breaking a pattern so that you can have these massive opportunities that are just waiting for you. You also have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're upgrading. This is a little heavy, but a beautiful process. March is really, I think it's a beautiful month for you. It may be uncomfortable, but really what comes of it is pretty glorious. And then the last one here, soul family, calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And this goes back to, I don't have that. Why did I think I had that? All right. Anyways, this is weird. This is about going with your community, your friends, the people that support you in your life. Seek them out for, maybe that's where the opportunities come from, I'm also going to grab one more. I'm going to grab some unicorns. I love my unicorn deck. I finish every private reading I do with unicorns because they just make everything better. Unicorns make everything. Can I please shuffle you first? Good God. It makes me feel better if I get, okay, you know what? We're just aggressive today, aren't we? This is what happens when you yell at your cards. They yell back. And they win. You don't get to win that one. I apologize. You have support, ask for help, get more rest, nurture yourself. We have that rest card. I'm going to grab you a self-care card before we finish too. Ask for help. Go with your soul family. Go with them. Ask them for help if you need it. You may need help getting through this process of breaking this pattern, this heartache, this problem you're having. And that's totally okay. But make sure you're also nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and you're getting enough rest. This will help you to heal. Sometimes we, especially in Western societies, we feel like if we're not actively busy, then we're not being productive and we're not good people. Like we put our value on our productivity. But really, healing your soul and healing these patterns and ancestral stuff is a lot of work, and that is productivity, and that is work. And sometimes that work is literally sleeping. Sometimes you have to just cry or rest or sleep. These are things that are required for a healing journey, and that is work. You have to make yourself aware that sometimes work doesn't look like what you think work looks like. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. Again, that's what I was just talking about, where you have this opportunity. You have all these aces. You have so much opportunity waiting for you. You have to be open to receive it and be willing to and work on it. Work on you. Cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Well, shameless self-plug on that. I do moon rituals every month. If you would like to, if you have not, I post videos. There's all kinds of moon rituals on my channel already, and I post more every month. Maybe you should give moon rituals a whirl. Other than that, it says just to be aware that you're going through a cycle right now, and it's necessary. It's necessary for your healing. And let's get one more unicorn. Friendship. We have another friendship card. Seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time socializing. So, again, another card about finding and spending some time with people who assist you and help you to grow. I'm going to grab you a couple of self-care cards. I don't ever use this deck, but I felt inclined to bring it onto the table today. I think I've literally never used this deck before. It's a self-care deck, so it's things that you're being suggested to potentially do. One is clean your space. Literally clean your house. Sometimes just opening all the windows and doors, even in the middle of winter. Doing an energetic cleansing and or actually cleaning and cleaning windows, that kind of thing. It can really shift the energy of your home, and it can help you to heal as well. You also have connect with your womb. This is obviously specific only to females. I do know, though, that my channel gets like 90% female viewership, so. But for those of you who are not, sorry, connect with your womb. And actually it has a picture of 3 moons in the center. I feel inclined to also suggest you try a little moon. Maybe do I posted a full moon forgiveness ritual not long ago. It might be good for you to do that full moon forgiveness ritual in March. It helps release stuck energy. And the last one is connect with water, which I think is funny because we have that 6 of Swords of you being terrified of the water. The water being like your emotions. And I feel inclined to just say, like, literally connect with your emotions. Take a shower, take a bath. Do a shower meditation or do like a nice soaking self-care bath. All right, so my pile 1 people. You are being asked to work on resting and healing and breaking this pattern that you're stuck in that's caused this heartache and this pain. And also to be aware of the abundant opportunities that are available to you, because they are coming. You just have to get over this kind of hump. So spend some time with some friends, socializing, spending some self-care time, get some fucking rest, and know that it's all working like it's supposed to. It's all gonna work out. March is gonna be a little heavy for you, and I think at the end of it, there's like a light at the tunnel that you could not have gotten had you not gone through this particular process. This is my first time doing a pick a card. You're the first pile of the first pick a card, so leave me a comment below. If you're pile 1, just rate pile 1 and tell me if it resonated with you and what you thought. I'd love some feedback. That's it. Have a good day and good luck on your journey. All right, if you picked the Green Adventurine Heart, pile 2, then this is your reading. As I stated in other videos, this is my first time doing a pick a card. I typically do one-on-one. It's a different ballgame. Primarily because it's not going to be super individualized to you. It'll be a general energy for the group of people who pick this particular pile. So, take what resonates and leave the rest, really. You should have some synchronicities or things that I say or symbolism in the cards that you notice that will notify you of significance or of things that pertain to you or let you know that this reading is for you. Some people it'll be just spot on, and some people it's confirmation, and some people it's just general. So if you want a one-on-one reading, there's a link below. Other than that, let's get started. So this is your March reading. First of all, you've got out of 8 cards, 3 major arcana, an ace, a court card. So that's a lot of big energy. That being said, everything but 1 is in reverse. And that's not necessarily bad, but it does show a lot of a need for a lot of work right now and a lot of need for rebalancing. There's a lot of stagnant, stuck, or blocked energy or things that need to be handled. Specifically, you seem like this pile feels very much to me like a very spiritual group. I mean, you're reading tarot cards anyway, so I guess that's kind of obvious, but you seem, I want to say almost like you've been on the path for a while and you're really kind of stuck and you're kind of in this place of not really knowing how to get out. The bottom of the deck energy is the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords is all about your mental imprisonment. The bottom of the deck card is typically kind of the undercurrent of the reading, and you having the 8 of Swords underneath there tells me this is a lot about your mental struggle. It's feeling like you're trapped, even though you're not actually trapped. You just feel like you are. And in the traditional tarot cards, it shows somebody who's kind of loosely bound and surrounded by swords, and they've in a loose blindfold. And to them, they think they're enchained in a prison, but they literally could get out any time if they just took the second to realize that they're not even in a real prison. They're just kind of, their ropes are loose. Their blindfold is just barely even on. They could just it off, no problem. They're not actually in prison. There's just kind of swords in the ground around them. It just, they think they're in prison, but it's not. It's all about the mental struggle. You have a 2 of Pentacles in reverse over the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is, it's really one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, upright. And it has to do with kind of this glory. I think one of the prettiest phrases I've ever seen describe it is a beautiful unveiling of spirit. The Judgment card is like it has to do with like a deep spirituality. Now the 2 of Pentacles in reverse and it being in reverse, it tells me that your connection, like your divine connection, is blocked in a kind of your own imbalances. And because the 8 of Swords is on the bottom, I'm going to say that it's a lot of mental imbalances. You also have the World card in reverse, which is clarifying the 3 of Wands in reverse also. And it's like you have this driving need to go and explore, but you feel like you can't do that. You feel very much kind of trapped. And the World card is the last major arcana. It is the completion of a very large cycle. It's not like the completion of a mini cycle. It's like a very large cycle. It's in reverse. but it's still the World card. It's still a beautiful card. It just says you're not quite to the finish line yet. You have some mental hurdles to get over, and I think March is going to be a big deal for you for that specifically. I think you have some external influences that may be distorting your perceptions at the moment. With this Five of Wands in reverse, the Five of Wands to me is always kind of a lot of hands in the cookie jar card. That's always a phrase that comes to mind when I think of it. It's a lot of hands in the cookie jar. And it just feels like a lot of conflict, like a lot of issues with one another, with people around you that just aren't in resonance. And on account of that, you have this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Aces are opportunities, they're not guarantees. When it's in reverse, it's like a missed opportunity or a blockage. And the Pentacles is about your money, career, foundations. It's earth, right? And it's almost like in amidst this conflict that you're having, this disagreement, these quarrels, you're then missing the opportunity that's being presented to you. Now you also have here the only upright card, which is the King of Wands, as being clarified by the Death card in reverse. Now, the like feeling I'm getting from this is it's like, hold on. Yeah, it's very much like you have this King of Wands. The King of Wands is very much the like entrepreneurial card. It's also a very passionate card. It's a very, wands are about fire and creativity and kind of that primal energy and passion that you're like, that guides you, you know? And the Death card in reverse is like this inability to let go. It's like a control problem. And it's almost like you're blocking this on account of your desire to control the narrative. And it's part of what's fucking up your head is you think you know, or you maybe on account of these other people, what they're saying, you've taken too many people's opinions into account. It's really just kind of like, yeah, it really feels like a mental prison. Like everything that I'm seeing feels like, but it's all very close. Like to have the Judgment card and to have the World card and the Death card and the Ace of Pentacles all here in the bottom row, all reversed. It's like once you get over this hurdle, all of these cards will flip and then you'll have Judgment, the World, Rebirth, Ace. Like it'll be this beautiful kind of, I'm going to pull some more tarot and see what else we can. What deck do I want to use? I will say that like the more I sit in this energy, the more there's like, there really is kind of an undercurrent of still love is the best way I can describe it. Like an unconditional kind of love that just kind of is sitting underneath it. It's almost like that's what you're fighting for. There's no romantic cards on the deck though. Well, that's just an energy. So let me see what else you have the Two of Wands clarified by the Hierophant, and it's a need to explore, a plan to explore higher wisdoms. And you also have, more than anything, March for you is, I think, the final stage and the completion of a very long, very tough cycle. I don't think necessarily it is resolved in March, maybe the end, I don't know, I don't see that, but it looks like it's definitely the end though. We've got the Judgment, the World, and then we also had Death. I also just pulled Ten of Cups in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, the Tower. And these are all kind of together, collectively, these are all cycle cards. Tens are cycles, the Tower, Death, the World. These are all major cycle ends and beginnings. I would say end of March, maybe early July. I don't like predictions because time isn't even fucking real. So I don't like putting a date on it, but I would say you are at the precipice of the end of this really intense cycle that you've been through. It almost feels like you've been through like a dark night of the soul situation where you've just been in this muck for a long, long time. And it's like this is the final push almost. I do see a bit of... Okay, so there's two options. Again, this is a general reading. So there's different groups of people here, and the energies are very general. Two options. And they're kind of the opposite. So there's two queens, one clarifying the other, over top of each other right here. And again, this is also underneath where too many hands in the cookie jar with the opportunity, and then you've got the queen and then the queen. And it almost seems like there's a rivalry. It's either a rivalry or a partnership, which I know is opposites, but it's two people who have like there's an intensity between them, and that can go either way. There's also like the Knight of Pentacles is an offering. You have the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and these are like messages. And you also have the King of Wands over here. There's very much a passion underneath this. There's a lot of wands. We got the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, Two of Wands, Five of Wands. Yeah, it's a lot of, and wands are spiritual. It's fire, it's passion, it's sacral, it's that kind of thing. And there's a lot of that energy here, and a lot of like you're on the precipice of transmutation of denser energies. You've got the Two of Wands clarified by the Hierophant, and I would call that, it feels very much like a plan, a desire to go and achieve this higher wisdom. You also then have the Ten of Swords in reverse with the Tower in reverse. And it's the collapse in the end of something that has needed to end for a very long time, but their reversal is telling me, and it feels very much like you are fighting this ending. It's almost like you've been fighting this ending for so fucking long. You have to just, this is also underneath the World card in reverse and the Three of Wands in reverse. This whole row is just this, like, the entire universe is conspiring to like get you to let it go, in you refusing. You then have the King of Wands, the Death in reverse, the Empress in reverse, and then the Knight of Pentacles. My camera only records for 20 minutes at a time, and then I have to like get out of here and go and reset it and resync my audio. It's a whole thing, so sorry for the interruptions. Where was I? Okay, yes, yeah. Okay. The Empress in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving but inevitable and solid offer. The Knight of Pentacles is this earthy, slow, methodical. It's like a person who is like, they have an offer for you, and they have thought about it for a very long time. And by the time they give you the offer, they're sure. It just takes them a long time to get there. And I'm not sure if you're the person with the offer or the offer is coming to you. Generally speaking, I know my audience, because I can see the algorithm, the analytics on YouTube, is mostly female. And I feel like I'm reading for a male today. So, and I almost feel like you're either this Knight of Pentacles or this King of Wands is kind of where I feel the center of the energy coming from. It doesn't have to be. You can totally be a female and rock that King of Wands energy. I very much embody that from time to time. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. The idea is to balance it. That being said, there's this need to let go of what you think is right. You also have a potential... It doesn't feel like a rivalry. Well, yeah, it does. Just because we have that Five of Wands there also. There's almost like a competition between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is... it's like Cancer. I always think of like a Cancer woman when I think of the Queen of Cups. She's very much this like watery, kind of homebody, nurturer, caregiver, kind of stay-at-home mom vibe, right? And then the Queen of Wands is like that bitch. She is like passionate, driven. She's spiritually in tune. She's fiery. She takes no shit. Like, that's the vibe. And it's like these two people are in conflict. And on account of this conflict, this isn't gonna apply to everybody. On account of this conflict, there's a missed opportunity for a solid foundation or new opportunity regarding money and finances. Oh, also, this came out, I fell on the floor. It's the Ten of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Cups is the happy family. Reversed, it's still a beautiful card, but it just shows a lot of conflict in the home. So I think that's going to be an issue for you in March. But you have this Knight. Yeah, we got two Knights. A King, two Queens. That's a lot of court cards, actually. Now that I'm looking at it. It's a lot of hands in the cookie jar. It really is. You have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of this deck. And he's very much a passionate. He wants to rush in impulsively and make the offer. And I feel like that's you. I feel like that's kind of an energy that will happen to you in March, where you just impulsively want to like... And honestly, generally the Knight of Wands, to be honest, the Knight of Wands always feels a bit like a fuckboy to me. He's like that dude that's like, let's just have fun, it's cool, right? Like, that's what it feels like. But today, he feels like the correct amount of assertion needed to break the mental prison that you're in. It's almost like the first deck we pulled, the bottom of the deck was the Eight of Swords, which is the mental prison. And then the second set, bottom of the deck, is the Knight of Wands, which is this like rush, passionate, assertive energy. And I feel like that is necessary to break out of these bonds that don't exist. It's like, follow your instinct and do what feels right, gut move. Like, that's the advice, really, is to like do that. The other advice I have for you here, based on everything I'm seeing, is you've got to let go of control. You are fighting the collapse of something so fucking hard. Listen, I'll give you points for tenacity, because this whole pile feels so like they've been dragged through the mud forever. And you're like, I refuse to give up. Like, that's what it feels like to me. And I applaud your tenacity, but like, fucking stop. You gotta let go, man. Like, this is crazy. If you would just relinquish control and trust in the divine outcome, you might be surprised at how fast things can reassemble themselves. So let them reassemble themselves. I'm gonna grab some oracle cards for guidance. This will be where all the advice really can kind of come in. So your guidance for the month of March. Making a mess over here. Just out of curiosity. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. Yeah, it's like you are stuck in this mental prison. You don't believe that you can get out. But like, you totally can. You have to believe it though. Gotta believe it. You've got to believe that it can really all work out. Oh, okay. We're just assaulting me with cards now. Take time to breathe out. Yeah. You're so... let's do the thing. Like, just fucking breathe, man. It's fine. Don't let your past hold you back. Again, more of these kind of mental imprisonment in your head about shit kind of cards. New Moon Sagittarius, luck is on your side. Like I was saying, if you just let go, might be surprised how fast things can really work out for you. You also have You Are Enough. I would normally only pull 4 of these, but I'm gonna, I guess, pull 6. Yeah, and full moon, that's why. I knew there was one more in there. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. That's what I'm saying, the climax. Like this is the final, the 10, the Tower, the Death, the World. Like all of these end of cycle cards are here. You have so many end of cycle cards on the board right now. All reversed though, because you're fighting the fuck out of it. But you gotta just not fight it. You gotta let it go, man. If you just let it go, it's gonna work out way better than you think. I'm also gonna use the Starseed Oracle. You guys feel very like aware. This deck is very much like 5D consciousness, high vibe, Arcturian, various kind of vibe cards. I don't pull them out for everybody, but you guys feel like you can take it. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. That's what I'm talking about. Like you're fighting this collapse so hard, but in order for you to get to where it is you're trying to go, you gotta let go of the shit that isn't serving you. Sorry, camera died. Just having all kinds of camera fun today. All right, so we're lifting the veil. Next is Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Again, I think that this is that kind of seeking higher wisdom thing we're talking about that's being emphasized here. I didn't talk about it too much, so I'm guessing I probably should have. It's about seeking the knowledge within you, like you have it. Messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. We started, the very first card that we grabbed here was the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is all about imbalance. And this is a messenger. We have multiple knights here. You're being asked to work on your balance. You're imbalanced. And we, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. This is about this rebirthing. This is about the portal to what you want exists in a rebirth. But in order to have a rebirth, you have to die first. You're resisting the collapse of something. This is another card that says stop. The overall message, I'm not done reading, but the overall message that is consistently coming through here is like, you got to stop fucking trying to control everything. Something has been trying to collapse for a very long time, and you were just picking up the bricks and sticking them back in. Like, I refuse. Like, stop. All right, I'm going to grab you. Grab a couple of Work Your Light cards. Then I'll grab some unicorns, and then we'll be settled. This is the same author as the other one. These ones are a little less woo-woo. Still very woo-woo, but less so. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't think those are for me. I think I just need to get this one out. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. Yeah. The Great Gathering. Yeah. So this card always reminds me. This is what I got. Whenever I see this card is about. It's about those of us who are kind of on this mission together, who are helping the collective through our own individual healing, and by following the mission that we set out for ourselves before we came down here. And I'm surprised that I'm getting this woo-woo in the middle of a reading, but it's happening. This is just what's coming through. And this understanding that I'm getting is that you're a part of this group, and the group is like, yo, like, it's gonna work out. Just stop being an asshole and let us do the things. It's coming together. You got to let it collapse first. Again, it's that rebirth thing. Like March is when you get to figure that out. Like you got to let go. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Again, it's about releasing, letting things go. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? We go back to this King of Wands that we had and the Knight of Wands, this passion, this like, you have a passion inside of you that you're ignoring because you're too busy feeling trapped, feeling like it's stupid or it's possible, you're writing it off, whatever the thing is, in lieu of instead just being trapped and refusing to let go of what you have. You're so stubborn. You're so stubborn. Stabbing stubborn. Listen, and this is coming from somebody. I have a Taurus stellium, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, and my North Node. And then I also have Scorpio in my first. I have 3 Scorpio placements in my first house. My rising, my Pluto, and my Saturn are all in my first house. All Scorpio. That is so much fixed energy. Listen, I'm the most stubborn person, and I'm telling you, you're being fucking stubborn. Last, I'm going to throw some unicorns on here, because I think my new catchphrase is throw a unicorn on that bitch. Apparently. I said it in my favorite deck video, and it's become a very popular comment, I guess. So we're going to throw some unicorns on this bitch. Strength. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in the situation. Yeah, this is about leveling up. But you've got to get through it. I think March is the month where you're like, you've just been in the mud so long that you're like, fucking all right, I'll do whatever. And that's great, because that's where you need to be. Nature. Ground yourself. Find a sanctuary in nature and connect with elementals. Yeah, there's a lot of, your energy is really heavy. So it's just advice for you to like spend a little time outside. If you're in an area that's, not like Southern California, and it's probably cold outside, but go out there anyways. Polarity. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the laws of polarity. If you're not familiar with shadow work, I did just make a video. The first one, I will make several more. But I did just make a video on it. Feel free to Google it yourself. I'm not just plugging my own shit. I think shadow work is important for every person. I made my first video a couple weeks ago. You can find it, or you can go search for it wherever you want. This is a lot of the shadow work, is where that pattern, that thing you refuse to let go, that's where it's stuck at. Like it's in your shadow. You're so stuck in this mentality that you're unable to see what it is that is available to you. It's in the shadow. You gotta work on the shadow. Rebirth. What do you know? Reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. Yeah, like let that shit go and start afresh. It's a rebirth. March is a powerful month for you. It really is. And the last one is miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. This card is also about letting the fuck go and just let the universe move for you, because it will if you just let it. All right, so the overall message for you, my group 2 people, is just stop fighting. Look at what the entire universe is conspiring to do to you for you. And allow it to happen. Just let go of the fucking wheel. And be willing to deal with whatever shadows or whatever pain results from that collapse. And allow it to collapse. You would be amazed how much beauty can come out of a collapse. I hope this is helpful. Leave me a comment below. Just say pile 2 or whatever. Let me know if it's resonated with you. If you have any questions or whatever, I'd love to hear. If you want to book a private reading with me, there's a link below to my Calendly page. Yeah, so have a wonderful day. You're going to have a great March. It might be rough, but I think I like the energy that I have now versus when I started pulling your cards. It feels very transcendent. Like you guys are really, you're doing it, and I'm proud of you. Thanks for being on the team. All right, bye. All right, if you chose this rose quartz heart, then this message is for you. Now, rose quartz is associated with love, so I'll be interested to see if that comes through. if the stone is going to be associated with the cards that you choose. So this is a general reading. And as with general readings, it won't be 100% spot on or real specific to you because it's not for you. It's for a group of people who are all watching this video. And therefore, you'll have to look for what resonates with you, what feels like it resonates with you, and also what synchronicities come up. Words, phrases, imagery that are significant to you. Okay, all right. There's almost a feeling of lethargic. My whole mood has changed since I started pulling your cards. My whole energy. I feel so indifferent. I don't even care about filming this video right now. This is what I was worried about. This is my first time doing a pick a card, and I was concerned that it would end up making me too open to whatever. And I haven't had a problem really until right now. And I feel dizzy. I feel like I might need medical attention soon. I'm very like spacey. I can't think straight. And these are not your cards. This is just the energy that it's giving me. You literally I feel high, actually. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm kind of high. Just weird. All right, so you have the Two of Wands in reverse with the Ace of Wands in reverse. Let's see, we have the Eight of Cups, Hangman. There's a lot of delay. This is so much boredom and delay happening. It's like you're not even moving. It's like nothing, but it is. They've got the Nine of Cups reversed over the Death card with the Magician. It's very much like you're manifesting. You're trying to manifest an end. It's like you don't want your wishes fulfilled. I don't even understand. Let me recenter. You are walking away, giving up from something you waited a really long time for. That's what this is. It's exhaustion. I feel exhausted. I feel like you waited so long and you've lost this like passion and spark. Yeah. You are a powerful manifester. And I feel like part of this is you. And maybe you haven't even recognized it. I'm literally going to jump into pulling more cards because I feel so out of whack. I need more clues. It just feels very like, it feels so like I just want to take a nap. Like I just quit. Tired. It feels tired. It feels like passion has been lost. It feels like you've been bored for a long time. It feels like you've been on delay and you have to walk away because you've been delayed for so long. You had this internal debate between waiting for your wish to come true and finally just giving up. Because you're so tired of the wait. All right, let's get, normally I would talk more about the first pull before I pull more cards, but I need to pull more cards. Yeah, this is just more confirmation. Seven of Cups is all about daydreams and illusions. It's about choosing. I am getting a very daydreamy option though, daydreamy vibe from it. It's like you are stuck in daydreams and you want something. I am suspecting that this is in relation to a person. I was suspecting it before. I'm not seeing a ton of like really love indicative cards. We do have the Eight of Cups. That's really the only real specific lovey one, but I just also got the Knight of Cups in reverse. It may not be love, but because you picked the Rose Quartz, it feels like for a lot of you it's going to be love. It's like you've been waiting for somebody and you're waiting for them to give you a message. You're waiting for them to reciprocate, and it hasn't happened. It's not happening, and you're so fucking tired. You had Seven of Cups being clarified by Justice in reverse. Justice in reverse for me is very much a divorce card. It's a breakup card. It's a legal card. But I also, especially when I see it with things like this, it always makes me think of breakup. Maybe you've been waiting for, this isn't going to fit for everybody, but maybe you've been waiting for somebody to leave somebody else, waiting for somebody else to get a divorce. There's so much waiting and so much exhaustion. And the Seven of Cups and all the daydreams. And then you have the Nine of Wands up reversed, clarified by the Two of Wands. Again, the same card we started off with. We have again the Nine of Wands reversed with the Two of Wands reversed, which is what we started with. That's Two of Wands also. Is very much with the Nine of Wands reversed. The Nine of Wands is very much like a perseverance card, but it's reversed. It's like you don't want to persevere anymore. It's like you're tired. And I feel like March might be the month where you just like throw the fucking towel in and you're like, I am done waiting for this. It's like you're delaying. You have all these plans to go travel the world or do these things, and you've been waiting on something or someone before, the plans were enacted. And you're slowly coming to the conclusion that like maybe this person or this thing isn't something you're supposed to wait for. You have the Knight of Cups reversed, which is like a messenger of love. It's somebody who offers you love. Reversed, clarified by the World reversed. The World reversed, whenever I see the World reversed, I always know, like, that is a signifier for me in a reading to know that a person is almost done closing out a very complete cycle, a very large cycle, a very heavy cycle. The World card is the last card of the major arcana. So it's like the Fool traverses the entire spectrum of archetypes before he reaches the World. And that's when the cycle is completed. And once the cycle is completed, it's like a level up, and then you're the Fool again, but in a new journey, in a new level. And then when I see the World reverse, it tells me that the journey is almost complete, but it's not quite there yet. And then you have this whole row. Like, the first time I pulled it, I was a little confused by it, and it got more confusing. So you have the King of Wands, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, and it also came out with the Emperor. With this, it feels like there was a partnership that was desired, but there's a decision being made to just be the fucking king, regardless of gender. To just not wait for the thing. The bottom of your deck is also the, yeah, that's what I thought. The bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles, which is about juggling and balancing. And I was feeling the Fool card. It's right here underneath it. The Fool card, it's a new beginning. It's underneath this though, right? So this is the overall energy. Underneath that, it's almost like the next step. Like when you finally reverse the world around its right side, you get to start a new journey. You're close to embarking on a new journey, but you have to decide what you're going to do about this thing you've been waiting for. I am going to grab some of the Psychic Tarot. Actually, I didn't use these in my other 2 piles, and that's weird for me because I use this in every client reading I ever do ever. Yeah. So we have the 4 of Swords. In this deck, it's called Rest and Rejuvenate. You're being called and advised to rest. You also have emotional loss, the 5 of Cups. We got the 4 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and now we have the 5 of Cups. It's very emotional. I'm so tired reading your cards. Like, I feel you guys. Then you have the 6 of Swords, moving on, is what it's called in this deck. And you also have the 8 of Cups, which is a moving on card. So you have this, like, need to move forward, but it's like you've lost the drive. You also have your base chakra and firm foundation. You need to rebuild from the base up. It feels very much like you just got to scrap it. This thing you've been waiting on for so long. I'm not seeing I'm not feeling either. I'm not feeling like, just persevere, you're almost there. That's not what it feels like. It feels like you are so tired, and this weight is really hindering your ability to move forward and to reinvent and to do the things you want to do, to manifest. Your manifestations are blocked because you're waiting for this thing. I'm going to grab one of these too, just in case. For those of you that it's a person, this is a Psychic Tarot for the Heart. It's relationship specific tarot / oracle deck. I saw something flip. Where did it go? There it is. Literally got the moving on card again. It's another 8 of Cups. Yeah, moving on. This card is called moving on. This card is called moving on. This card is about moving on. Very much so. You're very much being asked to just let go of this thing you've been waiting for, because it's not helping you. And we ask the 2 of Pentacles again, which is on the bottom of the deck. This is about finding your balance. You got to build from the base up and find a new balance. That's really what I'm feeling for you guys, pile 3. You've had a real emotional loss, and you're tired, and I get it. But happiness is on the way. You just got to get there. I'm gonna start pulling oracle cards for you guys because I really do. I'm gonna pull a lot of oracle cards for you guys. I really think this is where it's gonna come together for you. Okay. All right. We have from the Moonology deck, full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. And that, again, this is about balance, right? We have the balance card here. We have the balance card here. There's very much a need for balance. You also have luck is on your side. I'm going to put this here with the sun card. We got the sun card. It's called Shine in this deck, but it's like you have happiness on the horizon. You can get there. You're going to have to let this thing go. And I know it hurts. I'm about to cry. I can literally feel it. You're so tired. And I would like to tell you that I have been there, and I know that feeling. It is fucking terrible. You have to grieve something or someone you didn't have is awful. You also have a time to give rather than take. The immediate intuitive feeling that I had, this is new moon in Virgo. We have a full moon in Virgo soon. The immediate feeling that I have when I saw this card, when I saw the little picture of the flower crown girl, you need to give to yourself. Like, I feel like you need self-care like a motherfucker. We have 2 more here from this deck, and that is a fiery climax approaches. I do, like with the world card in reverse, I expect to see this card come out when I see the world card in reverse, because it just tells me that you're almost to the point where you're ready to start a new cycle. You're almost at the climax. And then you also have full moon in Virgo. You have new moon in Virgo and full moon in Virgo. We actually have a full moon in Virgo a week from tomorrow at the time that I'm filming this. And it says you are good enough. And I feel like that's a really important message that you need to hear, because I think that whatever this thing you've been waiting for, it has really altered your self-image or questioning you and your worth. And this is the universe or spirit or whatever you want to believe in telling you that you are good enough. Don't let this shake you. I am going to get you. I'm going to get some of these. This is the green, what is it called? Green Witch Oracle. Okay. All right. You have I can never say this. Chrysanthemum, the flower. And it says longevity. Honestly, I just feel like you have been in this for the long haul. You have the cucumber, emotion, like shocker. This is cups all over the board. You're emotionally exhausted. I get it. And then there's also wholeness from black mulberry. And this from longevity, emotion, and wholeness. The vibe that I'm getting from those things is that through your emotional transmutation, once you can get through this section, that you will receive kind of a wholer view and feeling. You just kind of got to get there. You know, I'm actually gonna grab you more of these. I feel like you need more of these cards. Okay. All right. All right, Six of Swords. This is that moving on. One of the moving on cards we have from the other deck like this. This is also Six of Swords. It's called Healing Begins. It's a part of moving on. I also have 10. In this deck, it's called Flow. But it's the Wheel of Fortune card. And it's called Flow because you just got to go with it. Just go with the flow and let it take you where you need to be taken. You have the Seven of Swords, which in this deck is called Seek the Truth. Traditionally, the Seven of Swords shows kind of dishonesty, betrayal, trickery, deceit, manipulation, that kind of thing. It just tells me that this is a part of the situation that you're in, you know? And then you also have the Three of Cups, which is called Share the Love in this deck. And I honestly, again, I feel like it's a self-care thing. I'm actually going to grab you some self-care cards. These cards are self-care cards. They're things to do to care for yourself. So the first one that came out is a dream journal. That's the universe telling you need to pay attention to your dreams. And then we also have meditate. Sorry, I got a phone call from my daughter. All right, so we have dream journal and meditate. This is telling me that you really got to look for the messages that you're being given already. Rest. Look at what you're dreaming about. Look within, do some meditation. Try to figure out what it is that, what is happening with you internally. What do you need to heal? What is keeping you stuck in this place? These are questions you should ask yourself. I don't feel like I need that one. Okay. Oh, all right. 3 more. We have Connect with the Moon. If you're new here, I do moon rituals every month. I have several already published that you can look at for various intentions. I would recommend for you, I did a new moon love ritual video, maybe in March during the new moon. You use that video to do a self-love ritual for the moon. So you have Connect with the Moon. You don't have to use my videos. I'm not trying to just plug myself here. I just really think that that's what the card says, and I can help you with that. Build strength. I think what's interesting about this card is she's got both of her eyes closed, but she has an open third eye. And I think this is for you to like build your intuitive strength. And then family is the last one. Just connect with your soul family. Connect with your friends. Don't just isolate yourself within this. You really want to try to seek out the love and support of people around you who care for you. A couple of these, and a couple of oracles, and we'll be set. Yeah. So you've got transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing, which I feel that for sure. And then you have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Which, I'm gonna do one more of these. I should get one of these. Which I mean, absolutely. Like this exhaustion you're feeling is the push within you to transform yourself. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I feel like that's a specific message for some very people specifically in this video who are watching it. You're not running out of time. It's okay. Everything is running as it needs to. This thing may not have worked out, but there's a lesson within it that you can take and learn, and that makes the entire time that you spent waiting for this thing valuable. You just got to ask yourself what you learned and take it with you. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. I do feel like once you turn this cycle and you start to let go, you're going to have this whole new vibe, like this whole new energy. You also have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And this to me is telling me that you have kind of spirit guides, ancestors, higher self, whatever it is that works for you in your paradigm of reality. You are being protected. You are safe. You have to go through this transformation process. You have to do the healing, and it's uncomfortable. And you have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening. I think you have two. Yeah, you have 2 awakening cards. So this group, you could be freshly awakened. You could be a group of people, a lot of people who are watching this video may be freshly awakened. Maybe you're just getting into spirituality. Maybe you're just becoming disillusioned. Maybe this is all kind of new to you. Maybe you're like, fuck this girl and her cards, whatever. This is good. This is good. Awakening is heavy, but it's so beneficial. It really is. And thank you for being on the team. All right, lastly, unicorns. Because unicorns make everything great. I love these cards. I love any of my readings with unicorns. I'm going to put those back from the last one. Let me cleanse these. I pulled those cards out in my last reading. Whoop. Hey, Kimmy. I'm not going to yell at you because I know how you feel about that, but like, I also pulled this one out. It's fine. Strength. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get to the other side. Look for the gifts in the situation. This is forging you into who you are to become. Okay, this is so, like, I'm pulling the exact same cards that I pulled in group 2, I think. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. I'm actually going to put... Okay. I'm going to leave that one. But I really feel like I'm still pulling group 2 out of it. And I don't know why. I don't usually have that problem. I don't even believe that's a real problem. But I do feel like you got this, maybe in the group readings, I get stuck. There we go. Oh. Hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with this whole, like, you're almost, I would point to them, but I've buried them. This whole, like, you're almost at the end of this cycle. You have gone through all the parts that suck. You're just ready to move on and do the next thing now. Patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. That's the second one about timing. Be patient and play whilst you can. And balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. That's what, the 3rd or 4th balance card we have? Balance is clearly important to you. And okay, I put it back in and it came back. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. My bad. It was your card after all. You have something coming to you. But you just have to be open to receiving. You have to let go of the weight that's holding you back so that you can be open to receiving what is coming for you next. So overall, my group 3, I know you're tired. I am tired reading your cards. And I know this has been really heavy, but I really think that this is all in the timing that it's supposed to be in. This is all working out for you. It is time for you to go ahead and move on. Stop waiting. Know your worth. You are worthy, you are good enough. That was a message that came through very strong and clear. Be open to receiving, and know that this is working for you. It's making you stronger, and it's making the person that you are intended to become, the person you want to become. So just hold tight. March is going to be, I'm going to say, revitalizing. It's finally like, you know what? I'm done. You're ready to leave the past behind you and begin on a new path, which is perfect because it's spring equinox. It's a time for fresh beginnings. It's like a new year. Leave a comment below. Let me know if it resonated with you. If you have any questions or comments, I really try to answer and respond to every comment I get. If you want to book a personal reading with me, there's also a link below to do that. I can do either Zoom video readings, or if that's intimidating to you or you don't want to, you don't have the time for that, I can also just do a recording just like this, but it's private and it's just for you, and I'll send you a private video link to it. So link below for all that. I hope this helped, and best of luck on your journey. And I think March will be, at the end of the day, I think March will be great for you. All right, bye.